What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Erasure as we near the end of Loveboat 2000. Thank you again to all the folks who shared Erasure, Han Solo, Seb, Phil. Is that it? There might be more. And indeed, Yvonne is going to send me a CD copy of other people's songs, which I think is next in the catalog, though I think their next original album is Nightbird, so either way, we'll go through it all. And the, I think, third to last song on Loveboat is Moon and the Sky. And is like an ampersand. It's, not the word and. In any case, the moon is, of course, a very prominent visual reference point in the sky of Earth at night and in the day sometimes as well. I do wonder whether this is about that as a backdrop, literally an atmospheric and visual backdrop, or whether there are metaphors or figurative meaning as it relates to the moon and the sky in the context of emotions or interpersonal affairs. So yeah, maybe it'll function on both of those levels. Maybe it'll have nothing to do with anything I just said. Let's give it a listen. This is Erasure. The song is Moon and the Sky, and it's from their 2000 album, Loveboat. that is a fascinating one sonically. In a few ways, it feels somewhat typical or common or regular Erasure elements, meaning there's some very computerish bleepy and bloopy parts from Vince. There are some bright and warm melodic bits, as well as Andy's melodic flourishes, which have a lightness to them. But the overall sonics, especially in certain parts, including the beginning, are like more, I don't know, industrial than I've ever heard Erasure before. And, you know, the kick drum kind of has this muffled quality, almost like you're hearing it through the wall of some warehouse, some building. There's a lot of electric and indeed industrial, like grinding sounds, like drone sounds almost. So yeah, maybe not like exactly electronic body music, but definitely like, again, more metallic and industrial than a lot of their other tunes. And, you know, there's a steady pace with that kick drum, so, you know, it had decent tempo to it as well. So yeah, like in some respects very Erasure-like, and then in the overall feel of the tune and in some of the sonics, very much anomalous, I would say, within their their catalog. Now, to be fair, there's been a couple tracks on this album where I've said that like, oh, this is kind of different from a lot of their music. So it does seem like they were maybe a bit more experimental on this one. I will say also, like, during parts of this track, it was like Andy's vocals were almost like covered or like muted by the rest of the sounds. Obviously not fully muted. But yeah, the recording, the mixing of the track even had this kind of grungy, like, you know, it was made in some, you know, smoky warehouse somewhere sort of feel to it. So a really interesting one sonically. I did not catch a lot of the lyrics, in part because I was so struck by the sonics. I thought I heard something about like tears filling up the sky or something, which obviously has a, you know, heavy emotional quality. But again, like Andy's sweeping vocals, you know, on the upswing, especially in the back half of the tune, they didn't feel like heavy or, you know, sad or melancholic. So yeah, lyrically I don't quite know what to make. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, as I was thinking in advance, sort of a visual reference, but also in some way speaking to whatever the narrator is feeling or experiencing, maybe vis-a-vis another person. But yeah, definitely an interesting one in their catalog, and one that I enjoy the roughness, the rawness of the sound, which, again, a lot of Erasure tracks have a more like polished, you know, kind of bright and bubbly sound to them. So this was very different in that regard, but definitely one that I enjoyed. So let me know what you think. Again, shout out to all the folks who've been part of this Erasure deep dive. Dan, I always see your comments in the older Erasure reactions, so I appreciate that some of the older reactions are still, you know, getting viewed and people thinking about the larger catalog. So in any case, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.